You're just bad at it. That's why you don't like it. If I had $1 for every one of those comments, I probably wouldn't run ads on my videos anymore. Let's jump right into this topic. Is it a fair argument to say you don't like it because you're bad when referring to video games? Let's first look at the side that I disagree with the most, I don't disagree with it fully, and talk about some good points that they have. If somebody's not enjoying something that takes some degree of learning or skill, you could argue that they're not enjoying it because they don't have the skill or they haven't learned it. If I saw somebody doing incredibly poorly in a video game, they can't handle it, they can't go positive in a first-person shooter, they don't know how to pass cars in a racing game, they always get their ass kicked in fighting games, or real-life things like target shooting, like if they're always missing their target and then they tell you that they're really just not that into it, my first assumption is, well, you're not that good at it, and most things are more fun once you're good at them. Rainbow Six Siege, to me, is a great example of that. I don't dislike Rainbow Six Siege, but because I play so many shooters, I don't have time to learn and get good at Rainbow Six Siege. I don't have hours and hours out of my day to play any game. And because of that, Rainbow Six Siege isn't as fun to me because I don't feel like I can compete with the people that only play Rainbow Six Siege or primarily play Rainbow Six Siege. It's hard for anybody to hop into a franchise that they're not used to and that people have already adapted to. Like right now, a new player coming into Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, even Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, they will probably feel very overwhelmed. Not just with the amount of content that happens after the launch of the game and all the DLCs and free weapons and stuff that were added, all the progression and challenges. You're dealing with people that have been playing those games since launch, or a day longer than you at least, and months longer than you at most. It is safe to say that a big reason that somebody doesn't like a video game is that they're just not really good at it. I think that's a fair thing to say. But there's a big difference between disliking a game and criticizing a game. Let's paint a for instance that's personal to me. I dislike Halo 5. I don't like it. Now, I'm not very good at it, but that's not the reason I dislike it. That's what I thought was the reason. That's why I did the Halo Road to Pro series. I did that series because I thought I didn't like doing badly. But then I realized it's actually my preference. As somebody that's competitive in mindset, I sometimes forget that it's not just my skill that's in question, but it's actually my preference. And I just don't like the way Halo 5 looks, feels, sounds. I don't like the gameplay, I don't like the maps, I don't like the game. It's like, there are some comments I get about like Infinite Warfare or games that I'm showing a lot of, and people are like, oh, I don't like it. And I go, that makes sense. And the reason I say that is because I've played games that maybe I'm bad at them, maybe I'm good at them, it's kind of irrelevant. I just don't like it. I don't look forward to playing it. I don't enjoy playing it. Now, I know a lot of you, I don't know what to call you, I'm not going to say competitive because that implies esports. I can't say tryhard because then I sound like a complainer, but you more competitively minded people. I know that this might be hard for you to understand, and I've dealt with you guys on my channel for a long time, but sometimes people just don't like things. Some people get a new game, they don't do well at it, and they don't try to learn it, they don't try to understand it, they call bullshit on everything, they get frustrated because people know more than they do, they turn it off and say that it's a bad game. That happens a lot, I've seen it happen a lot. That's why I decided to at least rank up around 30, I think I ranked up like 33 times, I think that number keeps changing because I think a certain number, so I'm just gonna like lowball it and say I ranked up 30 times in Battlefield 1 before making my It Sucks video. That was enough time for me to get comfortable with 90% of the weapons, to play the maps and play the game modes and get a feel for it, how it feels, and I don't know, I didn't like it. Part of it's personal preference, and part of it's, I think, a little bit of objective wrongness, but this video isn't about how wrongness Battlefield 1 is. Wrongness. The question I would ask is, how high does my kill-death ratio need to be before my opinion matters on a game? My score per minute, my accuracy rating, my win-loss, how high do those have to be before I can say, this game doesn't have enough content to interest me, this game doesn't have any interesting maps that I enjoy, this game is boring, this game is dumb. You ever played a video game and you're just like, this is fucking dumb. You know, this is fucking dumb. I haven't, because I'm critical and smart and you're stupid. Bye, fuckers. But that's a legitimate question. There is a big difference between being critical and disliking a game. You could dislike a game for a number of reasons, but criticizing it has almost nothing to do with your kill-death ratio, your win-loss, your score per minute, your accuracy rating. You can be critical about a game's content or lack thereof. You can be critical of its progression system, of its hit detection, of its overall connection in your area or in your region, well, which would be your area, whatever. You can criticize those things. You can make points about those things regardless of how good you are. I do admit, if somebody can do well in a game, somebody has experience in a game, they show competence in a game, their opinion seems to hold more water because they took the time to learn the game and get good at the game before speaking about it. Dismissing people as scrubs or casuals to make your point doesn't work, and there's a big reason that doesn't work. And that is that when you're playing a video game, you're not trying out for a football team. 99% of gamers don't give a fuck how well they're doing in any given game. Losses frustrate them and wins make them feel good. But overall, they don't give a shit. Now, even if I took the number that I just pulled out of my ass and shortened it, let's just say that 50% of players are of a casual audience. Are you going to tell 50% of people that they're wrong because they don't care about their KD or their aim isn't as good as yours? Are you also going to tell those people that they don't have a preference, they're just not as good as they should be? If you pride yourself on being good at video games, if the reason you wake up is to go play the video game at the end of the day and practice it and get good at it, research it, make sure that you are the top player in every lobby you're in, that's amazing. Man, I used to feel that way about a lot of games. My priorities changed. But let's talk about politics. Are you going to tell over half of the American people that they are racist, that they are Nazis? No. That would be insane to call half of our country that. Do you see what I'm getting at? Just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean that their opinion doesn't matter. So again, even if half of gamers were of a casual audience and half wasn't, how can you tell a group of people as large as 50% of all gamers that their opinion doesn't matter? Their KD isn't high enough. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have the experience, skill, and tenacity that you do, so they're not able to dislike or criticize a game publicly. It's best that you keep that to yourself, fucker. Oh, you want the guns to be more intuitive in this game? That means you're just bad with them. Oh, you don't think the maps are properly made in this game? You just don't know how to use them. You don't like that gun, you don't know how to use it. You don't like this game, you don't know how to play it. You don't like this system, you don't know how to use it. Wow, it was that easy. I just dismissed everybody. Wow, boy, I am smart. I'm gonna go give myself a pat on the back and then jerk off to a picture of myself. Be right back, guys. See my fucking point? How bad does someone have to be to like a game? How much time do they have to put in? How many arbitrary rules can I create so that my point is correct? My style of gaming is correct. What if they play a game that takes a lot of skill, but they're bad at it and they enjoy it? What do I say to those people? Do I tell them just stop playing? Okay, well what if the person then stops liking it after liking it? Well, that means that they realized they were bad, right? It can't be anything to do with their preference or they got bored. Boredom doesn't exist. Boredom is the absence of skill. Frustration is the absence of skill. Yes, this all makes sense. Oh my god, it works! If Battlefield 1 feels repetitive to you, that means you're bad at it. Oh my god. Well, I guess then there's a point like, what if somebody is really good at a game that I like, better than me, and they still don't like the game? And they still don't like parts of the game. I guess I can't argue with them. I mean, they have a higher KD, they get more kills, and I can't argue with them. They're playing the video game better, so I can't argue with them anymore. Your score per minute's too low to have an opinion here, Buckaroo Buster. Fuck you. What if somebody's really good at a game that you don't think is good? Well, then they're not really good. What if a game is more casual, but somebody's really good at it? Well, then they're not good because it's casual. Okay, so let's summarize my questions right here. How good do I have to be before I criticize a game you enjoy? How bad do I have to be for my opinion to not matter? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I have to care about a video game to be not considered a casual player? Is a casual player somebody that doesn't care if they win or lose, or is a casual player somebody that is not trying at all? I'm concerned. Can there be casual players that are good at the game? We could just go on with these questions forever, but I guess the last one is, do you realize that a video game is literally a set of rules based in mathematics and programming, and that everybody is subject to them the moment they turn that game on, whether it's Call of Duty or Counter-Strike Go? So if everybody is subject to the rules within the game they're playing, then where does skill come in when it comes to talking about how much skill a game takes? And let's again say that 50% of players aren't as good as you in whatever game that they're playing. Why do their opinions not hold any water? Why can people not have irritations and frustrations? And if they can, why won't they be taken seriously by the people that do nothing but play one game, or maybe two, every night, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year, of every decade, of every century, of every millennia? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye!